A major development has now come in the Ukraine war negotiations, with Washington saying that a peace deal is nearly in place, even as Kyiv stresses that key issues still need ironing out. Now, a senior U.S. official has told reporters that Ukraine has agreed to the peace deal in principle, with only minor details left to be resolved now. The official spoke as the U.S. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll has now held a second day of meetings with Russian officials in Abu Dhabi, which is part of the Trump administration's push to end the conflict. But the U.S. assessment goes further than what Ukrainian leaders are saying publicly. Ukraine's delegation, which is also present in Abu Dhabi, has confirmed progress, but they stopped short of declaring the agreement so far. In a post on X, Ukraine's National Security Chief Rustem Umerov said that the two sides had reached a common understanding on the core terms of the proposal discussed earlier in Geneva. He added that Kyiv now expects support from European partners as the next step moving forward, and it is preparing for President Volodymyr Zelensky's possible visit to the US to complete the final steps and make a deal with President Trump. Now, Zelensky himself has struck a cautious tone here. In his morning message on X, he said that Geneva talks had opened many prospects that can make the path to the peace real, noting that solid results, however, emphasizing that much work still lies ahead. Now, the diplomacy is intensifying on all fronts, with Washington signaling a breakthrough, Kyiv appealing for European backing, and Zelensky preparing for what could be the most consequential meeting of his presidency. Now, peace framework may be taking shape, but the final agreement is still being negotiated so far.
The United States is committed to bringing peace to Ukraine and ending this war and ending the bloodshed that we have seen on the front lines. President Trump has proven that he can certainly bring peace to other regions of the world, and most recently to the Israel-Gaza conflict. And we certainly hope to see that in Ukraine. The White House is certainly optimistic, but the Trump administration has put a great deal of pressure on Ukraine, and Zelensky finds himself in a serious corruption scandal. And I think that he's also eager at this point to make a deal. The question is that deal going to cost Ukraine a lot of land? And Zelensky is not going to agree to that. Whether he wants to or not, he can't. The Ukrainian people will not stand behind that. And the Ukrainian people really hope to retain as much territory as possible.